thought I'd stop for a minute and talk about birch trees and just how useful they are when it comes to making fires. I'm just looking now for someone to settle down and have a brew. And birch is one of the first trees that I'll look for helping me in the wilderness to get a fire going really quickly. Parts of it have got quite a lot of resins in, which means it burns pretty hot, pretty bright. And it can take a spark, so just the bark itself, if you get it dry enough, which can just be a matter of gathering it as you go, and that's one of the things that birch is famous for. People know it by this papery bark that it sheds to keep itself clean, but is really useful to start fires with. So if I gather enough of this as I'm walking around, and I'm not doing any harm to the tree if I'm only taking what's already shed, if I start to cut into it, then I'm starting to cause harm to the tree. But I can take that, stick it in my pocket as I walk around, and by the time I stop for a cup of tea, I've got enough that'll take a spark. I mean, that'll burn very quickly. It's kind of like paper. But the other thing that birch does is shed its twigs. It's constantly shedding these small little twigs, and they'll hang around in the branches around me. I can see them absolutely everywhere I'm looking. They're bone dry. So they've got that nice little crack to them, which is a great sign that they're going to be fine for getting a fire started. And once you find them, it's almost like it's a nest all here. There's loads of it. And it's brilliant for that sort of first gear, as I call it. When I'm making fires, I'll look for the small twigs to get things going. And once they're burning, I can add in slightly bigger twigs, my second gear. Third gear is that kind of wrist thick stuff. And once that's burning, I can really start. I can use that for cooking. If I want a fire to sort of roll on for a little longer and just keep a fire in, then that fifth gear are those big logs. And you kind of work through the range depending on what you want the fire to do. Birch is great for getting fires started. It's easy to find, everybody recognises it, and when you do next see a birch tree, have a look around and you'll see these twigs are hanging absolutely everywhere. And even on a damp day, they'll have that crack to them, that sort of satisfying noise that to me knows I'll have the kettle on really soon.